the AKAB Interviews AKOSA show.
Do you know the meaning of AKOSA? AKOSA means AKAB Old Students Association.
On the show, we engage our old students in conversations, giving them the platform to share their thoughts and experiences.
Get ready for inspiring talks and fun moments. Let's enjoy the show together. Hello, our cherished viewers. I welcome you all to another episode of AKAB Interviews AKOSA show. Today, we are going to have a conversation with one of our prominent old students. Guess what? We are in the office of the Medical Director of Holy Family Catholic Hospital, Brekum, who is in the person of Dr. Frank Enoch Gyamfi. Without wasting much time, let's go straight to our guest. Sir, please, you are welcome to the AKAB Interviews AKOSA show.
Thank you very much.
Please, can you introduce yourself to us?
Right. My name is Dr. Frank Enoch Gyamfi. I am the Medical Director for Holy Family Catholic Hospital, Brekum. I'm a consultant general surgeon and an old student of AKAB. I'm glad to have you here today for this interview.
Dr. Gyamfi, please, to begin with, when did you start attending AKAB School Complex and when did you complete your studies?
So I started somewhere in 1984.
Wow.
When I was in the nursery, and I remember very well somebody had to hold my hand to send me to school. And then I went through preparatory till I completed in 1994.
Wow. Please, could you share some of your most memorable experience from your time at AKAB School Complex?
Experiences, I have a lot.
Wow.
I have a lot to share. I mean, that with my colleagues, that with my teachers, and of course with the proprietor of the school. There are times I remember we had to run around the streets at the old site, the Carindamore Hotel building to the market. Then there were times that, you know, that time we had the school bus that was picking us to school. And some of the funny moments were that you'll be picked by the school bus, but you get to school late, and then you'll be beaten for coming late. And because of that, sometimes some of us would want to run away from the school bus so that we could get to school. And it was also quite an experience for me as a kid who was walking to school every day, maybe about 2-3 kilometers back and forth every day because of where I was staying. And it gave me the opportunity to have a lot of time to chat with friends and also kind of see things around in town. And that was quite an experience. Of course, there are other things that maybe one day I will talk about.
Please, thank you. Please, did you experience the time of Mr. Bismarck, the late proprietor?
Yes. Mr. Bismarck was quite instrumental in shaping who I am today, I have to admit. You know, Mr. Bismarck and I are from the same town. So he used to see my parents from time to time and have chats with them. So he actually had an eye on me. And then in school asked how studies going and took keen interest in my academic performance and was making sure I was doing the right thing. And he was a disciplinarian. In fact, I must admit I feared him a lot. At the mention of his name, we were trembling because he will make sure that you do the right thing. Yes. He brought a lot of discipline in AKAB, and I'm sure that shaped a lot of us to become who we are today.
Wow. Oh, wow. Meaning the man did a lot for the school.
Great. He did a lot. And you know, AKAB, I should say, was one of the first private institutions in Brekum. So at that time, we were all proud to be students of AKAB, and we were doing quite a lot. So for him, it was not just about bringing up people who were quite disciplined and then giving them the fundamentals that they will need in life, but it's also about bringing some kind of pride to Brekum.
Wow.
Because we had people coming from all over the country to attend AKAB. I remember some people were coming from as far as from Sefi to come to AKAB, and that was even the more reason why we had a boarding school, because the concept of boarding school at that time was not well known, but because of its ingenuity in housing people who were coming from afar, that concept was brought to Brekum. So he did a lot, not even for Brekum alone, but for people from other parts of Ghana.
Sir, please, in one word, how do you describe the proprietor, Mr. Bismarck?
Disciplinarian.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Sir, please, were there any teachers or staff members who had a significant impact on you?
A number of them as well.
Wow.
I don't know whether because I was small at that time, so people wanted to guide me, but for some reason, I got a lot of teachers who took much interest in my activities on campus. Notable among these Mr. G.K. Opantu of blessed memory, then Mr. Spio Gabra, also of blessed memory. But apart from that, Mr. Dudonko, who used to be called social because he was teaching us social studies. At that time, they had quite an impact on my life. I mean, some of them guided me, even in choosing the courses I would have to do in the secondary school and then the school itself as well. And so a lot of them, and not to forget Mr. Blege, who helped me speak a little bit of French.
Wow.
Even though I am not so fluent, once in a while it becomes so handy. Yeah. A number of them actually did so well to impact on my life, but these teachers are the ones that I am pretty sure their impact was so profound that at any point in time I can say that they did a lot for me.
Wow, that's good. Dr. Gyamfi, please, since you said some of these teachers helped you in speaking of French, please can you say a very big thank you to them in French for us?
Right. Merci beaucoup, Mr. Blege.
Wow, wow, amazing. Wow. Sir, please, how did your education at AKAB School Complex shape your personal values and principles?
Great. You know, I mentioned earlier Mr. Bismarck was a disciplinarian, and of course he did that with the rest of the teachers as well. So by the time I came out of AKAB, I had some concept in life that had been impacted on me by these teachers. And then because of the key competition in school, then the fact that I had to take my studies seriously, it really helped me, even when I entered the secondary school, to one, be a disciplinarian, and also to take my studies seriously.
Wow.
And with the choice of subject that I had to do in school, I also had some guidance from some of these teachers. Of course, they looked at my capability, my performance in school, and then they advised me to choose science. And that is what has brought me here today.
Wow.
It was because I did science in the secondary school that I was able to pursue human biology, eventually graduating as a medical doctor, and then finding myself here today.
Thank you very much. Please, what academic path did you pursue after leaving AKAB School Complex?
So after leaving, I went to St. James Seminary and the secondary school to do science. Afterwards, well, I did a little bit of training to become a teacher. So I actually attended the teacher training college.
Oh,
yes, but I spent only 2 years there.
Wow.
And then did the university entrance examination, which I passed to be able to do medicine. So I went to UDS, did human biology UDS went to KNUST to do Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Medicine, and then came out as a doctor in 2006. Yes, so after a while, I went back also to specialize in surgery. So I did my membership at the Ghana College of Surgeons to become a surgeon, and also did masters in surgical sciences with University of Edinburgh as well. And then I came back to work in Brekum. And I had to go back to also do fellowship, which is a terminal degree in terms of the job that I am doing. Also the Ghana College of Physicians and Surgeons. And then intermittently there are some other courses that I have been doing here and there, like leadership and management in health, and then some other professional courses as well.
Doc, I'm very proud of you. And please, can you share some milestones or achievements in your academic and professional journey?
Yeah, in fact, quite a number, but significant among these was when I went to St. James. I graduated as the best student for my year group, and then remember I told you I did a little bit of teacher training, and also over there then we had what we call the national promotion exam, which I also came top of my year group at that time. And when I went to the university, I had 2 scholarships. One was from Stanchart, and then one was from Unilever Ghana Limited. For Stanchart, it was for a year, I guess, but for Unilever Ghana Limited, I actually had a scholarship for the entire duration of my medical training. Of course, they had to be reviewing my academic performance to decide whether they will renew it or not. And well, I told you I also did the masters in surgical science with University of Edinburgh, where I also graduated with distinction. There are a few others, but these are the ones that I can easily remember.
Dr. Gyamfi, please, I'm really enjoying the conversation. In fact, AKAB is very proud of you, and I pray that our good Lord will continue to strengthen you so that you can do a lot for our motherland. And please, could you share with us some information about your family, such as your wife and children, if any?
Right, so I'm married to a beautiful woman called Rita, who has been very supportive. In fact, she's the epitome of who a wife is supposed to be.
Amazing.
And, we have 4 children, 3 girls and then 1 boy. We are living together here in Brekum. And my wife is also a very strong Catholic, like I am. She's an academic. She has been very supportive. I mean, if a woman is supportive, then she is the one.
So please, I'm really proud of you. And please, what values or principles from your time at AKAB School Complex have you passed on to your family?
Yes, so number 1 is honesty.
Okay.
It's honesty. And for the kind of job, for instance, that I do, it comes with a lot of life and death situation. But in all this, even if you have made a mistake, you still have to be honest, because it is based on that solutions can be proposed. And this is something that I picked up right from my preparatory time when I was in AKAB. I told you Mr. Bismarck will bring you to school and then will ask you, are you late or not?
Yes.
So you have to admit that you are late. And knowing that he's going to punish you. Yes, and that is because he wanted us to know that even when you are facing punishment, you still have to be honest.
Yes.
And if you're able to live by that, it can really have a positive impact on our lives. And I believe that is something that I will be able to pass on to my kids. At home, my kids are very honest, even when they know I will punish them. And that is something that I've been able to do. And the other thing that we also have to know, which I also picked up from Mr. Bismarck, was to be content with what we have. I remember he used to tell us a poem. I don't know whether you still say that, but there was a poem in Tree which will always end with Pumpuma will be the
Wow.
And that was to let us know no matter what, you should enjoy the little that you have. You should be content with what you have. Most of the times we think that things are rosy for people because of what we see. But when you get to know people, you realize that it is not as rosy as it seems out there. And therefore, that is something that I've also imparted on my children, that the little that you have, you should be happy with it. You should be content with what you have. And then don't envy what another person has. Because you have something that people don't have. It's like the hawk being envious of the fish because the fish can swim, forgetting that the fish cannot also fly. Okay, so it is something that if we live with, there will be no envy. And then people will live comfortably with what we have. A lot of people are greedy because they envy people for what they perceive that they have, which may not be so. And for you as kids, I also want to advise that on social media you have people portraying a whole lot of things, but this may not be true. So if you are not content with what you have and you think people have more because of what they are showing on social media, you may end up getting yourself into something that you don't want. So these are the two key things that at least I remember I picked up from AKAB, which I've been able to impart onto my children.
Wow, that's amazing. Dr. Gyamfi, please, AKAB is now 40 since its establishment, and please, it is preparing for its 40th anniversary from 22nd March to 6th April 2025. Doctor, please, what are your expectations?
So much.
Okay.
I can't wait to be there.
Wow.
I can't wait to be there. I mentioned earlier, AKAB has shaped a lot of lives.
Yes.
There are a lot of prominent people in the country. AKAB has shaped their lives, and I can't wait to meet all of these people. And I am so glad meeting you. I want to partake in these activities, come and share my experience with you, and most especially for us to give career guidance to the ones that are coming up. And lastly, for Brekum to know that AKAB has done a lot to showcase the prominent people AKAB has been able to produce over the years. To know that AKAB has indeed contributed to a lot, not just to Brekum, but the entire country as a whole.
Yeah, thank you. We can't also wait to see you. Please, it's been a wonderful time with you on this show. But please, before we draw the curtains down, what are your last words?
I would say that I'm so glad that against all odds, AKAB has been able to consistently, over the last 40 years, produce quality students. It's not just about the numbers, it's also about the quality. And AKAB has been able to do that for over 40 years. And I'm saying this because, as I mentioned earlier, AKAB was one of the first private institutions in Brekum. There were a number of them, but most of them along the line had to collapse. And for AKAB to be able to sustain this till now is really an achievement. And that is something that we must commend the various management over the period. And then I would also want to call upon all past AKAB students to come together and then let us celebrate. Because 40 years of quality education is no mean an achievement. And any institution that is able to achieve this has to be celebrated. And that is the reason why I can't wait to be part of this celebration.
Yeah. Please, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Doctor, please, before we end this show, I want us to do this to honor the mighty AKAB. Please, if I say AKAB, and then you respond by saying the motto. Okay, so AKAB.
Achieve the best.
AKAB.
Achieve the best.
AKAB.
Achieve the best.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi viewers, as we draw the curtains down, I want to remind you that AKAB is 40 and its 40th anniversary celebration starts from 22nd March to 6 April 2025. Please don't forget to subscribe, share and like this video. Bye bye.